Congratulations on your debut Future having its world premiere at New Zealand International Film Festival. Thank you. How long have you been attending New Zealand International Film Festival, or NZIFF, as a film fan? I remember seeing Slacker when I was at high school, and I think that was 1994, but don't quote me on that. So that's probably and that was a really kind of significant film for me. It really kind of blew me away at a time, seeing a film that was as freeform as that, which didn't have a plot. I kind of fell in love with it. So I think that's probably my most vivid memory. So that's 94 is over 20 years now, so it's a long time. That makes me feel old. The second question is, how did your fascination with subantarctic islands start? I've always been fascinated by islands. I love travelling to islands. It's a journey to get there, and you're there, you're landlocked. Islands have a fascinating history. I was working a really boring job, doing some writing, and I wasn't very busy, and I remember just sort of being on Wikipedia and kind of just like sometimes you go to a list of islands and you just click on islands. So that's how I spent my day. And subantarctic islands, particularly the Auckland Islands, have got this really fascinating human history. There was shipwrecks there was people who were sent down there in World War II to look out for Japanese submarines. The New Zealand kind of company decided to settle down there and make a farm and make some industry, and the thing collapsed in 3 years. That was probably my kind of into the film, was sort of that story about trying to put a settlement on a place, the place being so inhospitable and so formidable that the settlement couldn't survive. How did you feed the team while filming in the remote Catlins location? It's a great question, because I think the caterers are probably the most important crew members you can have. If you're not fed well, you're not happy, and we were doing 12-hour days outdoors in wind and rain and hail, so it was really important to have really big, amazing meals. So we had a company called Flying Trestles. We shot in the Catlins, we've shot in Banks Peninsula, so Dave and Mike from Flying Trestles were our caterers in Banks Peninsula. And down in the Catlins, we had Isabel, who is South American, so we had these incredible South American meals, and she had Antonia and Joanna also helping her out down there, so they were incredible. You've been a writer, a director, a producer and an actor. If you could choose only one, what would it be? Cross out producer, because I'm terribly organised. I find writing incredibly difficult, so I'll cross that out. I love directing, and I think I'm a better director than I'm an actor. I love acting as well, but I'm not very good at it, so I'll go with director for that. So you've got to play to your strengths, I think. What's more challenging, being a father to 3 or directing a crew in a remote set location? And to be honest, directing a crew in a remote set location is a lot easier than being a father to 3. I think your crew are a lot more rational, a lot more easier to communicate with, and less exhausting than 3 children. Thank you for listening.